All right, so here we're going to be working with a more low-growing kind of ground cover plant, and this one here is Alchemilla vulgaris, commonly known as lady's mantle. This plant is both revered in the ornamental trade. It's a beautiful ground cover in the Rosaceae family, and so it's in the rose family, makes pretty yellow flowers, and one of those cool characteristics is the leaves will actually form little dewdrops on the edges. So name Alchemilla actually means the little alchemist, because alchemists did a lot of distillation, so they noticed that this plant would distill water on the edges of its leaves. So as you can see here, if I look underneath, I can see some green leaves and some green growth kind of at the base, but then you see there's this mass of all these dead leaves over the top. And so basically I want to pull out some of these dead leaves and kind of let the little ones kind of come through. So I'm just going to come through, start trimming off some of these stalks, trying to clean up this little guy here. And try to get those green leaves exposed. And this will help to remove kind of moldy, dead material from the living plant, decrease the likelihood of disease, and also help to stimulate growth of new fresh leaves. And even you can look at some leaves like this where it does have some green in it, but it's mostly kind of brown. So kind of taking out those like kind of older leaves that aren't looking as healthy, kind of stimulate the new, fresher ones to help continue. So I'm gonna grab this all in a big clump here. You see, I could be more perfectionist with this, but as someone who's done a lot of work on people's land, kind of got to learn to work fast sometimes. And plants, they've developed lots of mechanisms to help prevent them from dying and getting diseased and sick. You're just kind of trying to reduce the amount, not necessarily completely eradicate all the dead dying leaves. And you know, plants come up with this different strategies. For instance, Alchemilla vulgaris is really high in tannins. They're like astringent compounds, kind of like when you oversteep a thing of green tea or you bite into a green banana, how it kind of puckers and tightens up your mouth. So that happens to us. Imagine being a little insect and getting a mouthful of tannins. So those tannins are really good for helping that, and that's often why this one's actually used as a uterine astringent in traditional herbal medicine, like post-childbirth. They would use this to kind of help seal the inner lining of the vagina, because those astringent tightening compounds, you know, like gets the word tannins, like tanning a hide, because it actually helps to knit the proteins together. So we have that happening with it herbally, but that is also one of its anti-feeding activities. So I think that's good enough for now. I might come back later, but you can see there's took off most of that dead growth. You got some of the few smaller dead leaves, but overall you can see these newer, greener leaves starting to come back in. And it's still early in the season. Like you can see there's actually a lot more green growth way at the base that's kind of holding in tight. So once it comes to springtime, this thing's gonna be like the foliage is gonna be coming out, it's gonna be going gangbusters.